boogeyman.
As a matter of fact, it was.
The third commercial, it's still the police. Take off the third channel, the third channel. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
How can a man do this, Stella May?
It isn't a man.
What is he?
Evil.
What happened to the sister? She died, right?
No, she faked her death, hoping and praying every year that her brother won't find her.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape
What the hell do you do that for?
so I can kill him?
It's over. It's over. It ended. 45 years.
45 years. Yep.
And it ended. From that timeline. From the original timeline.
Right.
And it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both just surprised. We're both we're recording this in a state of almost shock.
Yeah.
And a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah, a lot of
because
adrenaline.
I think the last 15 minutes we were clapping and cheering. I know I stood up at one point because I could not believe
it. You know, it was so fun watching this. I'm so glad I saw this with you, like, in your apartment, because if that was in the theater,
yeah,
like, we would have wanted to get up and be like, you know, screaming. Like, I'm so glad
we were
did it.
cheering.
Yeah.
It gave me very similar, like when Malignant happened, when they give the twist in Malignant, I had the same reaction where I got up and was screaming. But okay, so I think we're gonna talk about this as spoiler free as possible for the first bit.
Yeah,
because I think this movie is incredibly impossible to review without spoilers.
Right? Yeah.
But overall, I know I like it because for once it's something different, which is why I like Rob Zombie's Halloween so much. It's something different.
Yeah.
And I going into this from Kills, I was ready for a shit show.
Yes.
I was this morning, like I said, I woke up this morning and I was like, we are going to watch a terrible movie and at best mediocre movie.
Right, yeah.
And it will end and I will go, oh, okay. You know?
I know, and I saw all the negative reactions to it.
Yeah.
And like I saw a lot of people hated it.
I saw more negative reactions than positive reactions, and the positive reactions were just like "fuck you, I love it," like, and they don't elaborate.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Even it's been crazy on the Halloween subreddit because there'll be posts where they'll be like, "Fuck David Gordon Green, this is the worst piece of shit ever," and then the next post will be like, "I love this movie. It's my favorite right after the original." It's like, what's happening? It was so weird. Like.
It's somehow the most divisive thing. Well, here's kind of my logic behind why I think there's so many negative reactions is because, like we said before, like Michael Myers is like a household name. Everyone sees these movies. Like Halloween is like the equivalent of like a Marvel movie. You know, like when like a Halloween movie comes out, it's a big deal. So like everyone sees them.
Yeah.
You know, everyone does. And I think 2018 set the record for like the highest grossing R-rated horror movie or something like that in recent years. So like I understand, I think there's a lot of people that only know Michael as Michael Myers and that is the draw, where I think people who are more in tune to like the fandom and horror and just the series in a whole, where like, no, Laurie is kind of like the focus, or we understand, I think, the character a bit more, and all of their motives, because we've seen how they've all been expanded upon and done good and bad, mostly bad.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of people that just think like, oh, Halloween is a movie where Michael Myers kills a bunch of people, just like Friday the 13th.
Right. Yeah.
And I think when they go into these movies and they don't get that, they're like, what the hell? So I think a majority of the people negatively reacting are just more the casual fans.
Yeah.
That are just seeing it because it's the new Halloween movie. And in their head, it's the first movie. you know?
Right, yeah.
So
because they just want to see that movie again.
Yeah. And I think that is kind of a little bit what 2018 was doing. 2018 is a very straightforward like horror movie.
Yeah.
Like it checks off all the lists to be like a modern slasher while still, I think, handling the characters correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kills is just that. Like
whatever that was.
But it still, it had for fans just the kills.
Yeah.
Like Kills is a gore fest compared to this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Kills is like the schlocky B movie, and this is like, okay, let's get serious.
Yeah,
let's get serious for a minute.
In retrospect, it makes a lot of sense they made Kills the way they did, because that movie is basically like Michael's a badass.
Yeah,
like he's unstoppable. He can kill anything. Yeah. Like because I think they knew that they wanted to make this one, so they kind of wanted to make up for that by making a whole movie that's just like Michael being a badass and murdering everybody.
Yeah. And that's what the normal, I think, fans want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like Halloween's never been about that. And that's, I think, what people always get wrong. Unfortunately. Or at least when it comes to Michael's character, they get wrong.
Yeah.
Where his motives become completely obscure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just still like in shock.
I know, it's like hard to, because we literally just finished watching.
We just finished. And then,
so it's like we're just like have adrenaline, and we're just like still reeling from it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unlike anything I've seen a franchise do.
Yeah,
like if this was just some random movie, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, you know. But because this is Halloween and we're seeing these characters do this,
right?
it's just insane.
And yeah, it makes so many choices that literally have never been done before in a Halloween film. Like it's like shocking how much balls this movie has.
Yeah,
considering it's the last film of like the franchise, it won't be really.
Like I was expecting, especially from I think that last trailer they showed, it was just going to be just like fan service.
Yeah,
recreating the scene. Their final confrontation is just going to be the same thing, which I think they kind of got out of the way in 2018.
Yeah.
You know, they were just like, we're going to do it now. I think 2018 was the setup. Like, okay, we got to do what people expect, and then we can go do weird shit.
Right.
Unfortunately, the weird shit did not stick to me with Kills, but it landed really hard in Ends.
I know, I feel like almost bad for liking it, because there's so many people have been like, some negatively reacting to it. I was expecting something terrible. A lot worse. Like like I expected it. I went into this depressed because I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to watch a crappy movie that's just gonna make me feel bad about liking Halloween movies.
Yeah. My thing with Halloween is even the bad ones I still think are great in their own
right. In their own ways. Yeah.
In their own ways, like I could still watch them, and I think that is just our connection to the franchise.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, different than like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because like those sequels I feel like are a lot more soulless.
Yes, well, Texas Chainsaw doesn't have the characters Halloween does. Like they don't have a lore.
Yeah.
And the new Texas Chainsaw really tries to make you think that of Sally. But it's like, no, I don't give a shit.
No,
you know,
who cares?
Who cares? And I'm saying that as someone who like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Like I don't care.
Right.
You know, I don't want to follow these characters later. So yeah, they are just like kind of cut and paste horror movies.
Right.
Okay, we have this IP that people know. Let's just make a horror movie where Leatherface kills a bunch of people. Who gives a shit? We gotta tie it in somehow. He's related, whatever. We're like I don't know. Halloween was at least somewhat handled with care and miscare. I think there's a lot of people that are fans of the franchise and that want to make their own, and they're either really good at it, they have a good understanding, or they don't have a good understanding. And I think that is kind of Halloween.
Yeah.
Summed up. And I think this one definitely understands the characters. But I also want to talk about how great this movie looks.
Yeah.
I think this is the best looking one of the three.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what changed. I don't know if there's a different cinematographer or...
I don't know.
But it just looked really good.
Well, I mean, this one I feel like they had a bit more creative uses.
Yeah.
Like they could go a bit more wacky with some of the stuff. Like I noticed like in one of like the final confrontations when Laurie holds up a knife to Michael, you actually see his reflection in the knife.
Yeah.
And that's like the poster of the original. Because you see like Laurie's face in the knife. I thought that was like really cool.
Yeah, that was a cool
They do a
callback.
lot with reflections in this.
Yes.
There's a lot of people looking out windows and like Michael's there or Laurie or someone.
Yeah. Another one creepy part was when someone that looks like Michael is in the radio station.
Oh yeah.
And then that radio guy looks up and then his reflection is in that window. That was another really cool shot.
I think our favorite was Michael crouched in the sewer.
Yeah.
He's just in the background.
It's so creepy. It reminded me of those shots in Hereditary at the end.
With all
those
the people
in the doorways.
The naked people, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like just there. But I mean, it's very similar to like even the original. There's so many shots where you only like if Michael's mask wasn't so white, he would just blend in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
And in this one, he looks all fucked up. Like he looks like a dirty old man.
Yeah, he really does. I love the way he looks.
Yeah.
It's great. I didn't think they could get any better with kills, but somehow this is better.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we've watched now 13 of these movies, and we've seen 13 different masks, and I can count on one hand how many look good. And it's absurd.
It definitely
I mean, it really only is the original Rob Zombies and then these, where like Michael looks cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's been like miss after miss for especially 4 through 6.
And they go for like a different look. Like I'm so tired of just the regular mask. Yeah. You know, because like Jason even like goes through different masks and stuff like that, and he gets like the damage, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. They kept that. Then we're like, and this is what they kind of do. Similar to like Rob Zombies, or Rob Zombies between 1 and 2. Like the second one, his mask is like falling apart. Yeah. Like one character even just grabs it and just pulls a chunk off of it.
Right. Yeah.
and this, it's like all like burnt up from 2018, and it almost seems like he just only wears this as he's like living in the sewer.
I noticed his jumpsuit is really dirty looking. Yeah. Like that dude must smell like crap.
Oh, he probably smells terrible.
He smells awful, I bet.
Imagine like Michael, like he's trying to like get like a stealth kill like usual, but someone's like, oh, what's that smell? It turns into like the end of Parasite. You know, and Michael gets like self-conscious about it. Yeah. And that's what motivates him to kill more.
That would be hilarious.
No, but there is so much, like, I think our predictions were half right. Yeah. Kind of. I know we made the prediction that Michael is barely going to be in this. Yeah. And we were right, and I wasn't sure how to feel about that. I think that's something that can be done really well or really poorly, and they did it extremely well. Yeah. And I think it definitely services the third act really well with that build-up.
Yeah, then it makes it a lot more special when he is there. Yeah. Finally. And like, yeah, and I felt like in general, like I was just hoping that would happen, honestly, for the story. Yeah. Because I felt like Michael is like, or the Halloween Kills was like the Michael is badass movie. Yeah. Like, look at Michael. He killed Tommy Doyle and all of his stupid cronies. Yeah. Like in that giant fight. He killed half the
he was like Batman taking on like the Joker and his crew.
Yes, exactly. So I felt like I got kind of like, okay, that's enough of that. Let's ease off on the Michael stuff. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Like just naturally, because I feel like that's where you should go with it. And I'm just glad that they did it.
Yeah, because 2018 felt like a mix.
Yes.
It was like half Laurie, half Michael. And we complained about Kills and 2018. There's too many characters. You can't focus on one. Like I said, 2018 and Kills, I don't give a shit about Laurie's granddaughter. I don't care. Like they didn't do anything to build her character other than she is Laurie's granddaughter. Yeah. But this one, I actually really liked her. Because we took the time and spent with them and kind of see what they're up to. Rather than just throwing them in a bunch of situations. And Laurie's really badass.
Yeah, I liked her a lot in this. I really did.
She's like, has all the, it's like, 'cause she's cool in 2018. You know, she's kind of badass. She's very like smart. You know, has got a lot of quick quips, you know, comebacks. And in this one, she's like that, but not like a functioning alcoholic. You know? So it's like more fun, not like sad.
Yeah.
Like,
she'd be like your cool aunt.
Yeah. Like that aunt that like gives you like beer or whatever, you know, and lets you swear. Yeah. Well, I was saying her character really reminded me of like her character in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, some parts
very
of it.
like abrasive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that just Jamie Lee Curtis is like really good at that.
I thought this was her best performance of the whole trilogy. I thought she was wonderful in this.
Oh, like, of all the movies that she's been in.
Yeah, honestly. You could tell she gave it her all. Like, she was just in that character that whole time. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, we've watched all those behind the scenes, and one thing I do like, and I think it's the only saving grace of some of the really shitty movies, is how much Jamie Lee Curtis loves the character.
Yeah.
Where she, no matter like, and like even she's like, we've talked about it, like she's seen scripts and like, this is stupid, I'm not doing this movie. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
So she does have like some respect for the character. And I mean, this, like we said, it's probably her last one.
Yeah.
Like, we know Halloween's not over. They're gonna make...
They're gonna reboot it.
They're gonna reboot it 5 years, 10 years, whatever. 5 years from now will be the 50th anniversary. New timeline. If anything, I bet you it's gonna be a remake. They're just gonna completely do their own.
Oh, yeah, I would bet. They're not gonna let this go. There's no way.
No.
They'll take some time. Like, I would wager it's probably about the same amount of time that was between Rob Zombie's and this. Yeah. To just cool down for a bit. But yeah, I definitely think they'll reboot it. Like, maybe it won't be a straight up. But yeah, I definitely something like a new timeline, like, I don't know, but without Laurie.
Can you imagine it was wild? Some guy has the balls, some director, writer's just like, we're going to continue with Halloween 7. We're going to pick up after 6. They actually find a way. It's more like a challenge.
Yeah.
That's how you just like win Hollywood. If you're actually able to make a good movie that's a sequel to Halloween 6.
Only like the fucking best screenwriters in Hollywood could pull something off like that. Like fucking Robert Eggers or something. Just taking it in a super weird direction.
Yeah, you gotta get like Quentin Tarantino in a room. It's just everybody. Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson's in there.
They have like a giant like whiteboard. Yeah. And they're having trouble.
Yeah, like, there's like the thorn. They're like, is Laurie dead? Wait, who's her daughter? Wait, that's a different timeline? Yeah. No, but knowing anyone, Tarantino would probably be able to explain it way better than we could. He probably knows everything. Yeah.
I'm sure Tarantino knows all the Halloween movies like the back of his fucking hand.
He's probably like, you fucking idiot. Laurie died between 2 and 4.
Yeah. Now, where does 3 fit into all this? No, 3's its own thing. It's not part of this.
It's so good. That's awesome.
Now I want to see that skit. That's on SNL or something.
Oh my god. Yeah, just a challenge who can actually write a decent Halloween sequel.
Do you know what people unironically want is a sequel to 4 where it ignores 5 and 6.
That's fine. I want that too.
Yeah, I would be fine with that.
I like 4 a lot.
Yeah, and I just want to see Danielle Harris come back.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I like her a lot.
Honestly, you have the legacy poll. It's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah, no, and people have legitimate nostalgia for 4.
I have legitimate nostalgia
even 5
for
and 6.
4. Yeah.
There's definitely an audience there.
Well, I mean, I definitely think they're going to do something because now we live in a day and age where if you just go on Twitter loud enough, people will make the movie you want. Yeah. Well, we've seen that with the Snyder Cut and even the fucking director cut of Kills.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Yeah. So I bet you the people that are angry about ends are going to be like, we want a new Halloween. What the hell was this crap? You know?
I've already seen some people saying that they wish that they went with... Because I think this movie was rewritten during the pandemic. Yeah. Because originally, I guess it was supposed to take place in the same night as 18 Kills. Which is why it makes the director's cut of Kills make more sense. Because Laurie's just like going out of the hospital with the knife. So, and people were saying like they wanted to see that version of it.
Oh, yeah, true. Because like That doesn't come into play anywhere.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I have a feeling the theatrical cut is like the canon ending. Like where they're just looking out the window and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they really kind of retconned a lot in Kills. Huh.
They did. I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. And it's funny because they were the ones that wrote it.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it's not like a Star Wars like J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson situation where it's just a bunch of petty men. It's like they were the ones that did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, I think that's enough. Spoiler free. I think we need to get into it.
Yeah, that's about as far as we can go.
So if you haven't seen it, see it, or if you don't care, continue listening, I guess.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that at this point in Halloween, when you're 13 minutes in, you have the right to just not care.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, for me, my favorite part was Corey.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, like, Corey's whole arc is very similar of, I know people complain, and I think maybe this is why a lot of people don't like it as much, but like Joker, right? We're going to Joker territory right now. They kind of, in a way, you're supposed, like, a normal person says, oh yeah, Joker's a bad guy. He killed those people, right? Yeah. But to some people, it's like, oh no, those guys deserved it. Right? So in a way, they kind of shoot Joker as a hero or like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But really, murder's murder, and he killed innocent people.
Yes.
Right? Where I feel like they really set it, like, Corey has Joker moments.
Oh,
He has a Joker moment.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think instead they go to the pathetic piece of shit direction. Which is the direction you and not like idolize someone like that.
Right.
And I liked that a lot. Because, like, seriously, in the beginning, I felt a lot of sympathy for Corey.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can, like, relate to that kind of character, you know, just getting shit on for something completely out of your control.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that opening scene too is really well done.
Yeah.
Like, that whole thing with the kid he was babysitting, like, and it was so shocking when the kid falls and hits the ground, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. And we were like, and then it cuts to like the Halloween ends thing, and we're like, how does this? We're like, what?
What is going on?
My prediction was that when the knife was gone, that kid was gonna fucking kill Corey, and that was gonna be here. Okay, from I can tell you this now. When this morning when I was looking at reviews, and I read like the plot synopsis on Letterboxd for this movie.
Yeah, and
I was like, and it said something about like a problem kid with a babysitter, and I was like, oh my god, what I thought was gonna happen is, so Laurie, this is my movie that I was piecing in my head, which I thought it was gonna be, and it was kind of reversed. I was like, the beginning is going to be Laurie straight from Kills killing Michael.
Oh, okay.
It's over. We cut to how many, I think it's like 4 years later or some shit like that. And in the same Haddonfield, another little kid killed a babysitter.
Oh.
Laurie goes, it's Michael too. You know, that's another, like, this is another evil. And I was like, are we going to see Laurie just murder a kid? Because people were saying this movie's really depressing. And I was like, oh my god, are they going to, like, do this? And it wasn't exactly.
No, they still killed a kid.
They still
but it wasn't Laurie.
Yeah.
Did it?
What, two of these 3 movies, we got a kid dead.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Feels like it should have happened in Kills, too, based on how fucking gory that movie is.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how much of a heel turn it seems to be from Kills.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's so weird.
Well, I mean, I think like you said, I mean, I don't agree with you, but you said that Kills has like a lot of good ideas. They're just executed poorly.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie is like executed, like if they had those ideas executed well, like Kills could have been an ends. You know? Yeah,
because I felt like, I don't know about you, but like I felt like the writing, like even the dialogue was a lot better than Kills. Like
it didn't try to be like a comedy.
Yeah.
That's what I liked. And there was still some like genuinely like funny, and I think the moments were like cool. Like when Laurie saved Corey from those bullies, and she's just like gives him a pocket knife. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to? And it's like, oh, they're gonna splash tires. That's fun. There's like fun characters.
Right. Right. Yeah, it was fun. It felt like all the comedy came more from the characters rather than like having a comedy moment shoved into a serious scene. Like in 2018 with that kid, like say being like going to the top of the stairs while his babysitter was getting killed. Like that whole thing, like everything, all the comedy felt a lot more natural.
Yeah, even Kills had a lot of that too, like the drone scene and stuff like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, but this, I mean, really, there was 3 characters.
Yeah.
In this whole movie.
And really focused on just Corey, Laurie, and Allison. And Michael as well too, but
yeah. Michael, well, what I liked is they kind of did well. They did what I think Kills was trying to set up. And a lot of this movie was about the legacy of Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we see a lot of people either praising Laurie or like they hate her guts and blame her for everything that happened. Like, you are the reason Michael's here. And we see a lot of like misinformation. Like the story got twisted to Laurie bullied Michael as a kid, even though that wouldn't make sense because I don't even think Laurie was like alive. But again, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
Right.
In this day and age, it doesn't matter what the truth is. It's just what people perceive.
Yeah.
That is definitely what Kills was going for.
Yes.
Just executed really bad. Where this, but again, Kills, we're just seeing it on like a boring, like big scale. We're not seeing it how it affects Laurie.
Yes, yeah. We're seeing it was like how it affects the whole town.
Yeah.
Which is like boring.
Who gives a shit?
Right.
Like Haddonfield isn't a character.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
A character that people care about anyway.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Yeah.
But this one, it really focuses on Laurie and even her daughter. Like, her daughter is even, or not daughter, granddaughter. Is getting like hate and stuff like that. Like everyone, like again, they're just labeled as the people that survived that incident.
Right.
And that is, they will not be anything else to anybody. And I think that is something really tough to live with.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's why I think the relationship with Allison and Corey I liked, because they both kind of like found someone that was like, oh, you are going through something similar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know you're a freak yet, but... And again, like the relationship is supposed to be like toxic. Like it's not healthy.
Oh yeah. You're not supposed to be like happy that she's with him. Like it's a weird relationship.
And it's very safe to say like Corey, if that accident didn't happen, he would not be in the situation.
Oh yeah, easily.
Because he would, and they even set it up like in the beginning, like he's going to an engineering school and he's like applied to multiple places and he's like a really smart kid.
Right. Yeah.
So it's even like a bigger shame. Mm-hmm. And again, like people don't know that. And I really like that scene with like the dad of the kid who was like, oh, like I even knew that it was an accident.
Yeah.
During the trial, like I knew, I knew that kid could not have killed my son on purpose. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like just real stuff like that.
I know. It's surprisingly well written considering the other 2 movies, I feel like. Now, obviously, it's not a perfect movie. We're not saying it's like amazing, but you know, we did really like it. But like another thing that I also think that is I want to talk about that I really liked about it was like, because like we've seen Michael go full supernatural.
Yes.
Like there's no way it's not supernatural. The thorn shit.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They show him getting fucking blown up.
Yeah. And it's like, but that's not the right way to do it. It's like, because the original, it's like a tightrope walk where like you're just on the border of realism and something supernatural with Michael.
Right.
And like he gets shot 6 times. He falls out of that window. Like, and he gets up and he's gone. And you're like, okay, a grown man could survive that. But it's also unlikely.
Yeah, especially without medical treatment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then, and I think this does all of the maybe supernatural stuff really well because it does that tightrope walk with Corey and Michael where it could be that Corey has always been fucked up. Maybe he did even push that kid off the balcony himself, and it wasn't just the door hit. Yeah. But it could also be that Michael is doing something with him because, well, I guess we have to explain that.
Yeah. There's a scene where Corey gets thrown off a bridge into the sewer where Michael is living and Michael grabs him and looks into his eyes. And we get a shot of just kind of like seeing, like replaying Corey's like life and everything and Michael's. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's to interpret. I kind of interpreted it not supernatural. It was more just like Michael recognizing someone. Like, I think like Corey is so sad that even Michael Myers is like, oh, okay, you don't, like you don't just like, I can't take anything from you. Yeah. It's kind of how I read it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Corey took it as like a chosen one situation.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is like Odyssey and he's the hero's journey,
Yeah, that's what's kind of cool about it is that like, yeah, it could be interpreted that way, but it can also be supernatural. And then I think that also adds, because like in that scene, yeah, like Corey kind of grabs Michael and then they both look at each other for a while, and then it shows like flashes of Michael and Corey's like life, like him killing the kid. I don't know. I just love that it can go both ways, like with that scene when they're looking at each other and they show all that, because then it could be interpreted like, I almost thought it was like, because I love Twin Peaks. Okay. Yeah. I have to bring it up. I think it's the first time I brought it up in this whole podcast, to be fair.
I've brought it up before.
You have. I have. Yeah, I think you did last week.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't.
Yes. Yeah, no, but yeah, I thought it was almost like a Leland Bob situation. Like it could be interpreted, right. Yeah. Like it was like Corey was still in there and making choices, but Michael was there too, and he was like influencing him.
Michael's like the passenger.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And like, I thought like some of the dialogue was like really smartly written. Like there's one scene when Corey is sleeping on the ground, like the pool of blood where the kid dropped. It's still there, like the house is abandoned, and he wakes up and Laurie is there. Mm-hmm. And then like some of the dialogue you can interpret as like Michael talking to Laurie, right? Or Laurie talking to Michael. Yeah. Like, because like he says something like, what do you mean you invited me here? Yeah. Like you wanted me here. And that made me think of back in 2018 when Laurie was like, literally wanted Michael to come, like made a whole giant house. Yeah. That was a death trap for him wanting to come. She just wanted to fight him finally.
There's another line in that where he like completely disregards her question. And he's just like, do you want me to do it, or do you want to? So it's weird stuff.
It was weird, and I liked it for some reason.
I loved it.
Yeah. It was like really smartly written. I was really surprised. It was crazy. I don't know.
If you were to tell me that I would have a Halloween movie where the killer is not Michael, but a guy pretending to be Michael, I would tell you that would sound like stinky poo-poo.
Yes.
But we got that, and it actually is not.
No.
And again, because, okay, if they didn't build up Corey, if we didn't see Corey before, like say the movie started with him just being a piece of shit, I would not have liked it as much.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, that is also what Laurie, and I think Corey went through a very similar trauma as Laurie did as well. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot in between them, and it's kind of like Laurie went one way. She went to the good. She kind of got the good out of the situation. I mean, it took her daughter and all of her family dying to find that.
Yeah.
But what if you take it the other way? You know, like Corey, everyone's telling him he's a killer. Calling him like a pedophile, like, and like, again, that's not like, why would he be a pedophile? You know, it's like, he's getting so many like insults thrown at him. It's like, of course, if someone, it's like, it's gaslighting, you know, if you tell someone they're stupid for so long, they're going to believe you, you know, if you tell someone they're evil for long enough, they'll just go, yeah, I guess I am, you know?
Right.
It's a real Antichrist situation.
Yeah, honestly.
So there's a lot, and again, like I think I said at one point in the movie, like everyone's just mentally ill in this movie. No one is mentally well in this movie. This is what 45 years of mental illness looks like.
The closest one that is like normal is Lindsay. But yeah, she had the least amount of fucked up stuff happen to her, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just like baffled by the fan response. I don't know. I just assume people. I mean, I understand why you wouldn't like it, because at the end of the day, it's like people want to walk into a theater when it says Halloween and they see Michael on the poster. Right. They want to see him be
Michael.
what they've known him to be for 40 years.
They don't want to see a stinky old bitch like this movie.
Oh my god, can we talk about that?
Yes.
The like the first time you see Michael in this movie, it's so sad.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, it is.
Like he can barely stand.
Yes. And he's like shaking.
Yeah.
And like his arm
and
is
he's like got like kind of like a hunch.
Yeah.
Like one arm is like falling like slumped over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's incredible. Well, I mean, our kind of theory was he got so messed up in Kills. He was shot how many times, got like beaten terribly, and we assumed he only was able to survive that by pure adrenaline.
Yeah. Because when you're in those situations, like when
fight or flight,
yeah, it's
like, kicks in.
There's so many stories like
people do it like lifting up cars,
to
and
save,
shit like that.
Loved
yeah,
one. Like they just don't give a shit. Like, and I really felt like, especially I think they said something about the Myers house also being destroyed.
Yeah.
So it made a lot of sense to me. Like, if the Myers house is like destroyed, like, where's Michael go? And he's already injured, basically dying.
And Michael, he's like a dog just going to die.
Yeah.
Animals go alone to die. Mm-hmm. And that's just what Michael was doing. Because, like, he hasn't really been killing. There's kind of, like, hints at it. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of, like, missing people stuff. There's an old man that says, like, oh, Michael's in the sewers, and he grabs him and kills him. But, like, again, like, Michael, I just don't think has the strength anymore to go out and kill. Like, he has to, like, trap.
Right.
Essentially. And again, what's so scary about Michael, even from the original to now, is you never know what's truly going through his head.
Yeah.
And we've said before, after watching all of these movies, all of them, a good Michael carries himself in a way where his physical appearance and the way he acts, you thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like when he tilts his head, when he starts speeding up, like whatever it is. And this one is kind of like, what was Michael doing? You know, like he's in the sewer for I think 2 years, right? Yeah, just chilling. Like, what is going through his mind every day? Like, is it just blank?
Probably. I mean, it is like you said. I just feel like the best explanation for it is like Michael. His house is gone. That's where he always used to go.
He knows nothing else.
Right. Like, where is he gonna go? He's just gonna go to be alone and die. Like, I thought that was really cool, and that plays into what I like about Michael because like he acts like so much off of like animal instinct. Like that's all he is. It's just like
he's just a predator.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's like a lot of serial killers too. Like actual like killers that don't have like the ego and stuff. Like they're just like predators.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, and like we see him like when Corey goes down there, and Corey has the idea of like, oh, I can lead the people I don't like to Michael to kill. And like you can see even Corey's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like when Michael can't even like kill a guy, he's just like, dude, what the hell?
He's literally like, get up, come on,
yeah, he's
show
like,
me.
Come on, like do it.
Yeah, that was pretty sad to see Michael like that.
Yeah, but Michael gets his groove back.
Oh yeah, he seems to get better.
Yeah, and there's even a point where Corey, when he goes full Joker mode, goes down there, wants the mask. He's like, fuck it, like I'm gonna be it. Like, I'm gonna be the new Michael. Yeah. And he like wrestles Michael to the ground, just takes the mask and leaves. And I love that him and Corey collaborated with the kills with the doctors.
Oh god, yeah, that was actually a great scene.
Like I want to know the situation. Like Corey goes down there, like does he have to convince him? Is he just like, come on, follow me? You know, like what was the process?
That's true. You know what else? What I was thinking too is like, did he ride on the back of his motorcycle?
Yeah. Imagine Michael just like arms wrapped around his waist, just feeling the breeze through his eye holes in his mask. Yeah, and was like, okay, like, oh, the doctor, you sit in the closet and wait for the nurse.
Yeah.
Like, what was the plan there?
So funny.
It's awesome. I mean, I love it.
Oh yeah, it was a well done scene. Like, I loved it. This movie in general is like, especially compared to Kills, it's like, it just feels like a big step up.
Yeah.
Like even from 2018. I don't know. The ideas are a lot fresher.
Of the trilogy, this is easily my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm just glad I liked it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we need to talk about the main reason we liked it. The ending. When we were cheering.
Yeah.
Partly because we couldn't believe what we were seeing, and two, it was so awesome.
Right. Like, just when you thought it was going to end, it just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
It escalates, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so it's the final confrontation, and like it goes real dark. Like we think like Laurie's gonna kill herself, but it's a trap, and that was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Where she's like, "You really think I'd kill myself?" And then just like pop,
yeah,
and shoots Corey.
That was so cool. I was like almost tearing up when she was about to kill herself.
Yeah, I was like,
this
man,
is so sad.
Yeah. But yeah, so she gets Corey, kills him, and then they do the whole thing of Allison coming home, and it's like, oh no, like it's very similar to what Corey went through.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So Allison thought that her grandma killed her new abusive, toxic boyfriend. And then Michael's there because Corey took his mask. And I like that that's the only, like, again, you can read, is he going there for Laurie? Mm-hmm. Or is he just going there for the mask?
Right, yeah, you can read it both ways.
It's a lot more subtle than in 2018. Yes. That's for sure.
Where they just tell you.
Yeah. Again, another thing this movie did, I guess they still kind of do it, but not as many people told me about what they were feeling and why.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it happened every once in a while.
It happened every once in a while, but it wasn't as much. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the final confrontation was cool, and it was brutal. Like, it reminded me of, like, in the Rob Zombie Halloweens.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people getting their face slammed into glass. But eventually, Laurie prevails and pins Michael down with a kitchen knife on his hand, mm-hmm. and then pins his other hand down with another kitchen knife. And then
my favorite part was when she did the knife and then she took a frying pan.
Yeah,
and it was like,
it was like a cast iron pan. I thought she was just gonna bash his face in and we were gonna be done with it. Yeah, and then she knocks over the fridge so it crushes his legs.
Oh yeah.
And
man, that was brutal.
And then like she does her monologue, and it was pretty cool because she even was just like, "You're a man, like you're just a sad." And we were laughing. We're like, "He looks so pathetic right now," and we've never seen Michael like that.
No,
I don't think he's ever been portrayed as just like a feeble like creature in danger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe like Rob Zombie's, but Rob Zombie's more just like aimless.
Yeah.
Like I don't know I don't know what's going on right now. But
right. Like
yeah.
when he was hunting in the woods, like
yeah, but like
was like,
but this is like actual like sad.
Yes.
But again, we were cheering. Like I finally got to see Michael Myers fucking die.
Yes.
And die for good.
He dies like it was so cathartic.
Yeah.
Like I like
it's something I never thought I would see.
No
matter how many times someone told me, "Oh, Michael Myers is gonna die," I'm like, this is a 13th movie, buddy. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah.
You know? If the Akkads are still alive, Michael's not dying.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna come back one way or another. They'll fucking come up with something like age 20 in a resurrection.
Yeah,
like come up with some stupid bullshit. Now he's still alive.
Yeah, but then he almost gets Laurie again, and then the granddaughter comes to save him or her, and she fucking cuts down his hand all the way down. Which was awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah, it just shows his hand. You're like, oh my god. It's like
they literally just maimed him. They just brutally butchered him.
They crucified his ass.
Yeah, and then they drag his body on top of her van, and the whole town gets. I want to know what that was going on. Because the sheriff was just like, everyone report to Lane. We have Michael Myers crucified. We're holding a procession. Watch us grind his body up. And everyone's like, oh yeah, come on, kids. They call Michael Myers. I mean, to be fair, though, that would be a huge deal.
Oh, yeah. If he's that infamous in the town, like, I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, and especially, like, all the damage he's caused. Again, like, we see that, like, even not Laurie, like, people are still, like, affected by it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, again, like, your town is only known for that town where that man killed 3 teenagers in 1978. But
I liked how they brought back some characters too, like that kid from the 2018 one.
Yeah, they were all there. The old woman that survived, the LED light to the neck.
Yeah, it's a brutal one. Do you know who I expected to see? It wouldn't not have made sense at all.
Oh God! Yeah.
But because Daniel Harris and Scout Taylor Compton were at the premiere, I expect them to be in the crowd or some shit like that. That kind of would have been cool, but like a little fan servicey. But I would have.
It would be really funny if, as Michael's getting grounded up, you see in the background like force ghosts of Tommy Doyle and like Sheriff Brackett. And then as he's getting grinded up, he's like, "Everyone's entitled to one good scare on Halloween, Michael."
You gotta have Loomis up there too.
Oh yeah, Loomis would be up there. He would have like his collar up, like the hood in the shadow, and he puts it down, takes off the glasses. He goes over and just caps Michael 6 times. Yeah, Loomis was not brought up once, I was very surprised.
Yeah,
because he's like vital.
I know.
He's like the blood of the Halloween franchise.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I think it's good that they got away from him because. And we've said this before going through these movies, like past the first movie, Loomis is like ridiculous. Yeah. Like he's a parody of himself.
He's a character.
Right.
He's a joke.
Right.
And it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
But in context, it doesn't make any sense. Like he's only there because he was in the first movie.
Right.
That's the only reason why he was there.
Right. And he's a fan favorite, so it's like, yeah, you gotta bring him back.
And you know, if it wasn't Donald Pleasance, he would not be returning. Like he would.
Oh no! Yeah.
It was just some other schlub. And I like that in this trilogy we didn't really get a new Loomis other than the new Loomis.
They directly named that.
Yeah, they directly named new Loomis.
Yeah.
But again, like just new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they throw Michael's corpse into the scrap grinder, and we were laughing. We couldn't believe this was happening.
Yeah.
And then 2, they showed it, and that was amazing. You even see his head pop.
Yeah, you see his skull like cave in.
Yeah,
like, that was a really good dummy that they made. Like,
yeah,
oh, wow, it was great.
Man, that's how you do it. Yeah, and we had a nice scene in the end. Like Lori and the sheriff guy got together.
Yes.
Really nice.
And my favorite part of the whole movie was that when they did, what I love about this trilogy is how much they love to like do callbacks with like cinematography. Mm-hmm. That ending clip, those ending clips of just showing the inside of Lori's house. Like everything is peaceful. The sun
like
is out. The birds are chirping. I think you can even hear Lori breathing. Yeah. Like, and it was like such a nice callback to the 1978 original, where like that movie is basically Michael's victory.
Yeah.
Where, like
Michael won.
Yeah. And it shows all those shots of the neighborhood. Like, oh, he could be anywhere with scary music playing and him breathing. I thought it was such a nice and cool, like, callback that like finally Lori is like at peace from this. Yeah. And like she can live happy knowing that he's gone.
Yeah. Her and the granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was cool that she got to leave Haddonfield. I felt like that was appropriate.
Yeah, and again, I think I've said that a couple times. Like, why are they staying in Haddonfield?
Yes.
That's why I think, like, the H20 Lori is pretty, like, realistic. Yeah. Like, I would not stay there.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
It would just remind me of all that fucking shit I went through. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, everyone knows you.
Right.
And
I mean, I think we've been praising it a lot, but do we want to go into some negatives about it? Yeah. Just to be fair.
We'll be fair.
Yeah. I feel like people hate this movie.
We are riding on a high right now.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I mean, my one negative is, and I think we even were like, oh, come on. Like, they were retelling in the beginning all the movies.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah.
I watched Kills. They explained it to me 10 fucking times that in 1978, Michael Myers killed 3 teenagers.
I wonder if that's like in a studio contract. Like you have
to say it.
Like you have to have all these different lines in. Yeah. Like that wouldn't surprise me
They're
at all.
They're like, you know, some people may go into this movie not knowing there was 2 others. They may go into Halloween Ends thinking, this is it.
Yeah, right.
This is the first and last. There's no Halloween Begins.
This is all subjective stuff. Like, I think someone could view a big negative of this movie being that Michael is like basically castrated in this movie. He's made to look very weak, but I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like those people saying that, they're like, you have like 12 other movies you can watch.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what Michael does. Like, I don't understand why people have to be so against doing something new and different.
Yeah.
Like, with something like this. I get that people just want to see the same thing. Like, it's comforting.
Yeah.
But it gets boring. Like, we've watched all these movies, and, like, there's such a slog to get through when they're just the same thing over and over again.
Well, I'll eventually elaborate this in some point on our channel. And I've referenced Solo when they cut out Michael's tongue. But yeah, I mean, Solo is like one of my favorite movies. But I think the reason why Solo, I would say, is the greatest horror movie ever made.
Yeah. Is
because it doesn't allow any comfort. Because we go into a horror movie, right? Regardless of what the horror movie is. Even Terrifier 2. Going into Terrifier 2 in your mind, right? Yeah. You say, okay, a movie has characters. A movie has a protagonist. A movie has arcs. A movie has development. The bad guy will eventually get caught, right? What Solo does is strip that all away. We do not follow character. There's no characters.
Yeah, really.
Almost everyone's nameless. There's no arcs. There's no development. There's just pure depravity on display. And again, that is what makes a horror movie good, is how much comfort you can strip away from the audience, right? Yeah. Because you go in expecting a horror movie, you're like, okay, I know the things I'm going to get. Even though I'm going to be seeing some horrendous shit. I can fall into the comfort of that. Yeah. And Halloween Ends, doing new ideas in horror movies strip that comfort away. Because there were times when we were following Corey and we were like, what is going on?
Yeah. Like, we had no idea what was going to happen. Like, at least I didn't, where it's like, I don't know, it's just so unexpected to do that. But
I genuinely, and a lot of people were saying this, or like, what was going through their minds in the writing room? And I hope they were just like, how can we do something different?
Yes.
We've seen this 13 times.
Right.
I don't want to see it again. But we are also, I think there's also two sides of the fandom. And I've talked about my mom. She's a huge fan of Halloween, but me and her constantly get in fights because she's like, Michael's the boogeyman. He's all powerful. He never dies. Yeah. So there's that side of the fan base that like that. And then there's side of us, we're like, no, Michael's human. It's stupid when you go into the immortal bits. Yeah. And this one embraces the human one, considering we see him get completely eviscerated. We see him as a feeble old man trembling.
Yeah, pinned down on a kitchen table.
Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely see the other half of the fandom not liking that.
Yeah.
Especially considering you don't see Michael really do anything that cool.
No, not
he's
really.
Pretty creepy at times, and there's like one kill he has that's like, okay.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I saw some people saying Michael wasn't scary in this. I feel like he was pretty goddamn creepy. I don't know. The way he is like kind of feeble and he's like a husk of his former self, but still wants to kill.
He's kind of like when a dad hits that age where he's having his American Beauty moment.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he's hitting crisis. He's just like, fuck. Like, I've been out of the game. I'm not what I used to be. Like, these bullet holes are just yellow and pus filled. I can barely breathe. I need to get back out there. And Corey is kind of like his little inspiration. Like, oh,
yeah,
there's a little me.
I can also definitely see people not liking the Corey Michael dynamic for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like, I feel like that. I can see why that would be controversial. People might interpret that as kind of stripping some of Michael's specialness away. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that was the whole point of
The
it.
point is that Michael isn't special.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that from like an objective, like that's what I mean. It's like that is clearly what the script is going for. Like Laurie even says, like, all this life I thought you were this like evil that controlled my life and everything around me, but right now I am seeing you as just a sad old man.
Right.
You know? So yeah, that is exactly what it is. And it also shows just anyone can be evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it be nature or nurture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like a line of like who it's the, what was it? It's like the elements that define you, but it's your choice to like rise above that.
Yeah.
And Corey clearly didn't.
Yeah. He went into a hobo cave and found a decrepit
Honestly,
Michael Myers.
It's like if this was not a Halloween movie, this could be like just some like weird B movie. Like a misunderstood kid finds a serial killer in hiding and learns to kill from him, brings him victims, studies him.
To be honest, if you described that movie to me, I would be all in. I'd be like, I want to watch that. Which is why I like it, because it's so like ballsy, especially as the last film of a franchise. You know,
and I will say, like the final, like I genuinely felt closure.
Mm-hmm.
Like when that ended, I was like, yeah, they're not gonna make another one for another 5 or something years.
Because we had to reiterate, you literally see Michael get put into a fucking shredder.
Yes,
you see his head cave in.
You see him get put into the things they put cars into to turn into cubes. Michael is gone.
Yes, he's paced on the ground.
Yes,
he's dead.
Okay, hang on. My writer brain is activating.
Okay, yes.
5 years from now, you know what? Fans want Michael back. Loomis 3, right?
Oh my god.
Third Loomis.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Michael is the greatest serial killer of all time. I need to find that paste that they turned those evil Haddonfields into. He goes to that junkyard, finds the goo, scoops it up, brings it to a lab. Right? It goes through a wrestler recently died. He turns that goop into a working Michael Myers brain, puts it in there. That's what they want. That's how Michael comes back. And then in Michael fashion, because you know they would fucking come in the theater if they saw this. The second he brings him back, you have like your Frankenstein's monster moment. And Michael just grabs him, just smashes his head into a table or something like that.
Yes. And then it's just another Halloween movie after that.
Yeah, and then just the do, and then just Halloween doesn't end or something like that. Ends again.
This time it's an 80-year-old Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
She's back.
She's in like a nursing home.
She's a cybernetic arm.
Yeah. I got this installed because even though I turned Michael into a paste, I knew somehow he'd come back. They just completely retcon her character again.
Yeah. And you gotta do the thing like Resurrection did, kill off like a legacy character in the first 10 minutes. Kill Laurie's granddaughter. There you go. Boom. Make people mad, then bring Laurie into it. Yeah. There you go.
We have to have a reason to hate this serial killer.
Yes. Yeah.
God.
Because otherwise we wouldn't hate him.
Yeah. What? You're telling me you make this guy cool and I'm supposed to hate him? What the hell? How can I hate a guy that looks like that?
Overall, the reaction of this movie is like it reminds me of like at the end of Star Wars Rogue One, right? Like there's like that part where Darth Vader like massacres people in a hallway, and like people in the theater are like, "Fuck yeah,
that was awesome."
They're like masturbating, and it's like a power fantasy.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's almost like what Michael is to some people. It's so weird to say, but I feel like that is kind of what it is. And I feel like that's why people are so angry at this movie, because it really emasculates him and makes him like look like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But on purpose, like they're doing it to like finally have like a kill, a spiritual kill and a physical kill.
Well, I mean, we also live in a time right now more than ever where people just like products. You know, movies are products.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see my Iron Man. I want to see my Batman. Blah 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 blah. And basically they were like, no, we're not gonna give you that. You know what I mean? Like this is not that.
Yeah. We've had that for 12
We've
movies.
had that, yeah.
It's like
don't lump the Rob Zombie one in there.
Okay, no, yeah. All right, fine.
Yeah. Rob Zombie's in its own section.
Yeah.
Well, I know I did see like an interview, and like even John Carpenter, I think, liked this one.
Yeah,
he said he's like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Stephen King as well posted on Twitter saying that he liked it a lot as well. I think it's just personal preference.
Oh, this movie's entirely personal. I mean, we watched it with Carolina. She did not like it.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And again, we understand her points entirely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just incredibly up to your own personal taste.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't blame people for not liking it. I think if you want to see Michael Myers just killing people, and you go to the theater and you see some teenager that puts on Michael Myers masks.
Some nerd.
Yes. And then Michael Myers at the end of the movie basically gets castrated and paraded around town and put in a meat grinder. I understand why you wouldn't like it.
But that's why we love it.
Yes. It's just cathartic. It's something that I thought I'd never see. Just Michael getting killed so definitively.
Yeah. Because even like Rob Zombie kills Michael, but just like a gunshot. Yeah. And it's like satisfying. Mm-hmm. Like it's fucking lit up. But there's like so much like trauma that carries with that. Like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is a bummer. Yeah. It is a bummer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is very not hopeful at all. Where this one actually is.
Yes.
It's very bleak for a long time. Yeah. But then they turn around.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes it satisfying.
That's what makes it. I think we're both satisfied.
Yeah, no, I do like this movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but I like it.
I think it's a great movie. Hey, if it got me to stand up and cheer.
No, yeah, I've never seen you react like that. That was just the joy of watching it with you.
Because I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I know, and I fed off that energy, and adrenaline was just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what movies need to be. I'm telling you, like, movies need to make you jump out of your chair. Yeah.
Let me tell you, Dax, about a little movie called Avengers Infinity War.
Oh my god. The movie I fell asleep 3 times on?
Yes.
And I only watched it just so I could, like, talk to you guys about it. Yeah. Like, I knew what the hell was going on. I was like, what the fuck is this purple man? What's going on? People don't like him?
And there's like 50,000 different characters in that movie, too.
And me, having seen a handful of them, was like, I didn't know who Scarlet the Witch is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what the hell's the Olsen doing in here? Like, I was genuinely, like, confused. But I know Halloween.
Yeah, we know Halloween.
You know, and I want to say we did it. We watched 13. We said we were going to do this when we first started the podcast. And 1, we haven't quit the podcast, which is good for us.
Yes.
We've stuck
made
to it. We made it. And 2, we did it. After this, we could do anything.
Yeah, I'm really, honestly, like, I feel like this was a cathartic experience because I liked it. And also now we're just like, we're on the other side of a tunnel.
Yes.
Like, there's like nothing but green pastures ahead of us. You know what I mean? Like, we can just run. There's fucking the new Winnie the Pooh movie. Movie. That's over there. The mean one is somewhere over there.
Yeah.
We can just run to any one of them. We just have all of these choices, you know?
We can do anything. After we had to deal with Michael for 13 movies in under a month we watched.
Ay.
So I want to congratulate you.
We did it, thank God.
And I'm so glad, and that's I think the main reason I'm happy is it ended on a good note.
Yeah.
I am very happy for that because while we've dogged on a lot of the Halloweens, I will say for the most part they're incredibly fun and entertaining, and they do play a big role. Definitely in my childhood, like 1 through 6.
Oh yeah. I would say Michael Myers is the reason I love horror. Really.
Yeah.
Like that's where it started for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, and this is where it ends. Yeah, so go see it in a theater. If you don't want to see it in a theater, you can watch it on Peacock.
Yeah.
Like we did. You can scream like lunatics. You couldn't scream like lunatics in a theater. Although the people I think that are not liking the movie would probably be very mad.
Yeah, they would. That was what was fun. Just we got to sit in our own private viewing.
Yes.
Just watch it.
Watching our buddy Mikey.
Yeah. Do get to cheer and stand up and be obnoxious. Like
yeah. I miss when theaters were like that. I feel like there was a time where people would like clap after the movie and they would like cheer. Mm-hmm. I miss that.
I do too. I honestly feel like the theater experience is slowly dying, which is sad.
It is sad.
I just like making an event out of seeing a movie, just going with your friends on a Friday night. Like that's just fun, you know?
Yeah. Well, it ends.
It ends today.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess we recommend it. But again, it's very up to personal preference. So.
Yeah, if you like love Michael and you want to see Michael kill 15 people in one movie, you're not gonna like this movie.
I would say if you are a fan of the minority that likes Season of the Witch and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, then this is definitely a movie for you.
Yeah.
Like, I think I referenced Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 a lot while watching this. I was like, this is just like Halloween 2. This is like Halloween 2. This is like Halloween 2. So...
And it's like the most character-focused Halloween movie.
Yes, definitely.
Like, by far.
Next to Halloween 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think they're equal character driven.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Good job, David Gordon Green. You saved it.
Even if people are fucking seething at you right now on Twitter.
Even though you're probably going to get anthrax sent in the mail from some guy on Reddit.
Yes.
Because you did something he didn't like with your character. Now. So this ends our Halloween marathon. I can't not put emphasis on ends. This ends our Halloween marathon, and if you've watched all of them or listened to all of them, congratulations. I don't think we did it just with us, so good job.
And thank you for listening.
Yes,
I hope you found the passion that we have for these movies, in the episodes that we release,
because I love hearing other people like Halloween and not just like, oh, that's a pretty good movie. Like they genuinely like know their stuff, and it's very fun to I think talk about the good and the bads.
Yeah,
because that's one thing that's so great about Halloween fans is like they will like tell you how shitty a movie is and then just go, oh yeah, but it's awesome. You know?
Yeah, honestly.
And I think this for me is very good because I get all of this Halloween stuff off of my chest and out into the open. Mm-hmm. So now my loved ones don't have to hear about me raving like a lunatic about Michael Myers. Like, there's the thorn. Oh, Michael Myers switched bodies with a paramedic.
It's literally that Charlie Day meme.
Yeah, with him putting everything. Yeah, but it's just like my girlfriend on a 24/7 basis having to listen to. Yeah. So thank you for listening throughout, and thank you for listening to this time, and we will see you next time.